NTPA pulling at its best from Bowling Green, Ohio. Hey, RFD pulling fans, welcome to this show. It's kind of unique. I'm Army Armstrong along with Greg Randall. In this class, the light supers we're going to be seeing today can run any kind of fuel they want. You're going to see some smokers, you're going to see some alcohol vehicles, but right now, you're not going to see the 9 guys that have already made a full pull. That's right, we're joining this class in the middle of all the pulling action, and Greg, ton of action going here because these guys haven't been here for a while and they're making a good showing for themselves, aren't they?
That's right. There's 22 in the class. Let's take a quick look at who's made it out past the 310 mark. Current points leader, Larry Phillips in Insanity. Chris Pickler in the Red Thunder Case IH machine out of Wisconsin. Robert Olson is New Holland. Marcus Weddleson out of Iowa. Brian Coors in Cheese and Transport, considered armed and dangerous. Three-time defending champion, Mark Isaac in the bomb. Mike Wilhite out of Kentucky with his Blue Blazes. Mike Happy out of Kentucky with his Red Menace. And Rex Kuhn in the Get Her Done John Deere. Well, as you can see, of the 9, we've got Larry Phillips, who leads the class. First time anything other than a Ford has led the class the last 4 years. It's all been a Ford show. Mark Pysick in the bomb, 3-time defending champion, going after his 4th. But right now, Larry Phillips and his Insanity IH tractor lead the way. So both of those guys are going to be in our pull-off, along with 7 others, and maybe more to come. It ought to be a barn burner here in Pulltown, USA.
It's going to be like cattle smelling water. Who wants it the most? You know, one of the things I like about this class, the type of fuel you can run, you got your choice, but also the diversity in the actual name brands you see out there. Everybody's got their own idea of what will happen here.
That's right, and 505 cubic inches isn't limited. Here we have Alan Moore. He's trying to get that 310 mark. He's out of Shelbyville, Kentucky. This is an Agco Alice, and he calls it Old Rags. This is a diesel-powered machine.
Bad run at all. I tell you what, diesel coming out the top. You see the clutch dust coming out the bottom of 284 with the 2. Greg, what do you think that's going to do for this guy?
Well, that's going to put him down the pack a little bit, but hey, it's Bowling Green, a lot of tough iron here. As we see another tough competitor, this is Nick Bach out of Dorchester, Wisconsin. He's a farmer, and this is a component chassis Ford 8970, and Simply Nastier is the name.
Pumping, you notice he's pumping his feet. That's actually the way they steer these vehicles when they get going. The steering wheel is basically useless. They actually work with the brakes, and that's what you were seeing him do, get the brakes up. Just comes up and see, okay, just to tick off a 307 with the 5, not a bad number, really.
Yeah, normally that's a great number, but 310's the magic number here in Bowling Green. And here comes one of our New York competitors out of Warsaw. This is Eric Van Valkenburg, and this is the Smuggler ACD 21. Beautiful paint job on that machine. And he's here trying to make that 310 run to make it out the end and getting our pull off.
Should have painted this tractor blue. That way they could have called it the Smuggler's Blues. Huh? Good old blues sound there. Right now, it's all tap dance and rock and roll. Let's see what this guy's got to do to go on the other side of 310. Went out about 80 feet and then sashayed to the left. He came back to the right on him, a 295 with the 9, not the number he was looking for by far.
You called it. When he went over to the boundary line there and he had to hit the brake, I think that cost him the 15 feet needed to get our pull off.
You know, a moment ago you mentioned about the vehicles coming out. This class is kind of unique, and these guys can be kind of creative with their paint jobs on these vehicles.
That's right. Speaking of a creative paint job, here comes Mike Sanford, and this is he and his father's John Deere 7320, and it's a real good looking, good running Farm Boys Fantasy job.
Tell you what, Greg, got on the wheelie bars and stole some horsepower from him, but the turbo, that not what he was looking for by any distance at all.
Not at all. He had that nailed if he had that little pop there at the end, no doubt. And here comes Milledgeville, Tennessee's Kevin Essery, and this is their light super stock going out here. Evening Thunder, and it's an alcohol burner. His dad Ricky campaigned this for quite a while, as long as his sister Brandy, so quite a family lineage here.
Well, he was giving it a ride, Greg. What's the number going to be?
Well, he's a little short there, 277 and 8. Kind of maybe missed his setup there a little bit. Got a little wild on him, but tough pulling team. They'll definitely be back and very formidable. Outruns Chuck Lewis on his wild horses. He's galloping out here to the Von Bauer Greens Bauer-built sled, and he's out of Bedford, Indiana. And this is a Minneapolis Moline 705, built in 1966. It's got a Cummins 400 cubic inch engine, 2 turbochargers.
The previous tractor had a real tight roll cage on him, but this guy comes down real wide. Got a lot of room up there.
He just keeps on.
Yeah, he had a lot of bounce in there and pulled him away at 282. If he could go back and do it again, I guarantee you change some air pressure in those tires. Who do we have coming out now?
Well, this is Kevin Lynn, and this is the 504 Rocket out of Unity, Wisconsin, and he's a dairy farmer. And I'll tell you, he's been running tough with his trailer mate, Mark Pysick, and just hasn't broken through like I think Kevin thought that he might. In Region 3 competition, Kevin was a formidable competitor, and he still is, but just hasn't quite gotten up to his trailer mate. He keeps chasing him hard, though.
Well, Mark had a handle on this class for a while. Let's see if this kid can learn anything from him, because right now, this is what it's all about. All in. Once again, not going to be there. You can hear the chirp coming off the turbocharger, the 295 with the 5. So these guys are aiming for that 300. Everybody's just following a tick off, Greg.
Stay tuned for our pull-off in Bowling Green, Ohio.
NTPA Championship Pulling Series, presented by Pennzoil. It's not just oil, Pennzoil. Also brought to you in part by Chevrolet Trucks, the official truck of the National Tractor Pullers Association. By Enderley Fuel Injection. By R&L Carrier. By U-Crate, an R&L Carriers company. Senpico Lubricants. The United Soybean Board. NTPA's 2008 season, sponsored by Soy Biodiesel and the Soybean Checkup. And by Max Brake. The revolution in brake control is here. Max Brake. and other fine supporting sponsors. And now back to Greg Randall and Army Armstrong.
Hey, welcome back, pulling fans. We told you there'd be a lot of action here, and that is no understatement, is it, Greg?
Yeah, well, we started saying there was 9 that have gone out the end. We ended up with 9, 5 red, 3 blue, a lone John Deere, so the deck is kind of stacked in the IH favor, and you know, it's kind of been that way all year with Larry Phillips leading the way. Of course, we got Mark Pysick sitting back there with the bomb. A lot of action here in our pull-off, and it ought to be a barn burner.
Well, what do they say? You can talk the talk, but you got to be able to walk the walk in bowling. I tell you what, more than walk the walk today, you got to be able to tap dance down this track. 300 is the magic number. Nobody's really tagging out there. Larry Phillips going to be the first to go out in the pull-off, see if he can make it happen.
He's also our current points leader, as we mentioned at the top of the show, and Larry actually is coming in leading the chance to win the Bowling Green coveted ring, so a lot on the line here for Larry Phillips. Really has had a great year, great pulling family.
Tell us about that ring you just mentioned.
Well, every division of Bowling Green, if you're the top point earner for the weekend, you get a ring that's like what's manufactured for the Super Bowl championship.
Balance number's going to come up. What are we going to read? A 290. We are again at that 295 with a 1. And I bet these guys just grit their teeth thinking, man, what do I need to do to get 5?
Larry, 295 in the pull-off. Pretty strong run. Straight pass. Do you think it's going to hold up?
I don't know. There's some pretty tough customers back there today. Depends on if the track holds up. You know, any of them back there is able to be out just like me, so we'll just have to wait and see.
And here we go with our second competitor, Chris Pickler, and yeah, we'll see what Chris' strategy is coming into the pull-off after watching Larry get sucked over on that infield side there.
Chris is going to try to go to the right if he can. The sled is trying to pull him to the left, a 295 with the 1. Let's see what he can do. Go to the left. He was working that brake. They say every time you just tag the brake, it's going to cost you about 10 feet. There he goes, a 286 with a 9. Would have been a 296. Yeah, he would have been there.
Yeah, a little short there for sure. As we come out with Springfield, Nebraska's Robert Polson. And this is the Blue Can Fever. New Holland, 504 on alcohol, 3 turbochargers on board. Don't see Robert very often, but we're glad to see him here at Pole Town, USA.
Well, I know he's glad to be here, too. Like you said, this is the run that everybody wants to come and make an appearance. He's not only making an appearance, he's in a pull-off. Trying to get on the other side of that 295 with a 1. It's a doable number if this guy can lay down the shots. He's going to have to get it quick. Weight, didn't he, Greg?
Yeah, he sure did. I mean, he just tapped the front end down the track all the way, and yeah, you like to get that front end up and transfer the weight back on the rear tires and get them locked in, and it just didn't happen for Robert. I'm sure he'll be back. Hey, and here's someone that, speaking of back, we saw him back earlier in the season win at Toma, Wisconsin. We were kind of saying, who is this guy out of Postville, Iowa? It's Marcus Wedelson, and this is a very strong tractor, obviously, if you won Toma. He calls it in the buff, and I just wonder if that's because it didn't have any paint on the hood there.
I'm assuming that's the reason behind it. Toma's a big win. Bowling Green would be great. Let's see if he can get 2. These guys are just falling. Everybody's missing about the same amount at 291, 295. Just dancing around that 2-something mark.
Yeah, you just wonder if someone's going to try to mimic that run now that Larry Phillips laid down a few runs ago to be in the lead. And Brian Korth, here comes a veteran up to try his turn out of Burnett, Wisconsin. This is the Mike Chizik Transport sponsored Considered Armed and Dangerous Case IH MX255. Another 504 cubic inch on alcohol. And I just love the mural on the side of that, Army.
For some reason, everybody's falling. Look at that, a 293. Everybody's falling in a hole, meaning the guy in front of him dug the track up, the guy in front of him dug the track up. Now we're getting to the point where we're going to have to go to a whole new track to make it happen. Let's go on board and see what this run looks like, because he's trying to go to the right for all he's worth.
Yeah, he kept it pretty straight, though, and the Cheez-It Transport replay shows that. I don't know if he could have done anything more to better that run.
Brian, 293 brings you in a strong second here in the pull-off. Do you think it's going to hold up for second place, or do you think there's some more bullets back there for you to dodge?
There's some pretty good ones to dodge there. It just didn't get going the way I wanted it to right in the 100 feet, but after that it did get going, but not the way just I had it pictured.
More in our pull-off at Bull Time, USA.
Greg, earlier you were talking about trailer mates. This guy's going to be coming out. I wonder if he talked to his trailer mate to see what he did, because whatever it was, it didn't work. This guy can make it work for you. It's a big, awesome Ford.
Yeah, he's been making it work the last 3 years. Coming into the 4th year, Mark Pyzik, the defending NTPA Grand National Champion in this light superstock division. And he made some modifications over the winter. This is a new sheet metal series. It's a 9600 Ford, and he's chasing Larry Phillips in the points race, and he chases him here this afternoon in our pull-off.
This is going to come up. No, it is not a 291. There's that 290 number again. With the 1, again, they're still falling in that hole on the other end.
They sure are, and that was a big bullet there dodged by Larry Phillips. And out rolls another big dog, Mike Wilhite in the Bardstown, Kentucky Ford. And we saw Mike earlier in the year also win a light superstock class down when we were in Brandenburg, Kentucky.
Yeah, boy out of the Bluegrass State likes to take a win in his own home state, but this guy can go tap dancing with in a minefield. I tell you what, he's not afraid of anybody out there. He knows he can put the number down. He just got to spot that sled.
Yeah, close but no cigar.
289 with a 5. I wonder why he didn't get on a little bit harder on the starting line. You're seeing two different theories here. Some of these guys are really drilling it right off the starting line. Other guys are waiting to get on the other end. Let's see what Mike's going to do here.
Well, and Mike Happy comes out with one of our few diesel-powered vehicles in competition today, and particularly in our pull-off. And, you know, Mike, he really has not too many options. He can ride the clutch for a while, but after a while, it's going to have to engage on this diesel engine. And that maybe shows why some of them weren't coming out hard in the hole, because he just did in his distances way back 249.
Yeah, but I'm wondering, he's also looked like he kind of heavy on the nose as we get ready for get her done. Let's see if this guy can indeed do that. Crew member goes out to back him up. And Rex knows that, well, it's laying out there. He's just got to go get her on the other side of a 295 with a 1.
He's out of Morristown, Indiana, and after this run, this is our last competitor in the class, so get her done is very appropriate. It'll either be Rex Kuhn getting her done or Larry Phillips got her done. Good looking John Deere.
Kind of rolled it back on the throttle, rolled it again. Well, it cost him big time. The 255, we got us a winner. Well, once again, we told you there'd be a lot of action here. This was a neat class to watch, wasn't it?
It sure was, and what a great weekend for Larry Phillips. He wins the class, maintains his point lead, is going to take home the Bowling Green ring. Great for Larry and his family, and wow, it's going to be interesting. A few more hooks. Maybe someone's going to dethrone Mark Pyzik here. Right now, Ashley standing by with our winner, Larry Phillips.
Larry, impressive. The first year back here at Bowling Green, and you make a pass like that to win. It has to feel absolutely amazing.
It is. It is the best feel. It's the best day of my life, I believe.
The best day of your life?
Right at the moment it is. Of course, my wife wouldn't probably want to hear that, but yeah, it's a good day. Good day for a Kentucky boy.
Well, congratulations on your win here at Bowling Green.
Thanks a lot. I appreciate it. I need to thank all the people that put this sport on, and especially for the Bowling Green people that put the Light Supers back in Bowling Green, and so I'm just glad to be here.